Doing? Dryas, good to see you.
You too.
Enjoyed following your whole season. I've been tracking you like a dog all year long. Number 7, right?
Yes, sir.
Right at 7 touchdowns on the year in that neighborhood.
I think so.
And right at 700 some yards on the year.
Yeah.
You got to love that. It's been a good year.
Yeah, it has.
Now, what are you going to do? I mean, I got to ask you questions about the typical regular things we ask everybody about, but what are you going to do to get 1,000 yards? Is that a goal? That's if I'm running for you, I've been thinking about you trying to get you're like about 706 right now in that neighborhood.
I think so, yeah.
And what are you going to do to get there? Is that 1,000 a goal? You're going to try to get there?
It's a goal. I'm just going to try follow my blocks and break a couple of big runs.
I mean, we're just talking about a lot of different things tonight. Talking to Braxton about he got injured. He missed a couple of games. But from your standpoint, you've carried that ball, gosh, I think it might be 133 times now, somewhere like that. I know one time it was 111, 112. Must be about 133 now. But you've been fortunate, I would say, to stay healthy this year.
Yes, sir.
I mean, have you come close to getting knocked around a few times?
Well, I pulled a muscle on my thigh or anything, but it wasn't anything major.
But you're a junior also, right?
Yes, sir.
So you're just building for the future this year.
Yes, sir.
I mean, in a rough year, Ragsdale's had a tough time of it this year record-wise, but from your standpoint, this has been a positive year.
Yeah, for me, yes, sir.
How does it feel sometimes, I guess, in that offense? You're like the man, you're kind of like, at least going in, the other team knows what to expect. They know to come after you before the game even begins because you're the strength of the offense right now. How does that feel going in for a game, and how do you prepare to kind of be ready for those guys coming after you?
Well, it just makes me play harder and try to play against them, play harder.
And do you like to run outside or inside?
I like to run outside, yeah.
Hit the outside spots?
Yeah.
I'm the same way because I watch so many games. You got to be tough to run inside. I know you're tough anyway, but it seems like you take a little extra beating running inside against those defenses. How about Southwest? What do you see in those guys? You've been watching, get ready for them this week.
I think they're just they're a real good passing team, and they got their quarterback back, which he's pretty good too.
Jaron Rainey, yeah, right. What about defensively? What do you see from those guys defense-wise?
They have pretty big defensive linemen, and they're okay secondary.
So. What does it take? I'm going to use all these running back terms and thoughts. What does it take to get that next level? You get past the defensive line. What does it take to get to that next level around the linebackers and defensive backs as a runner?
Just either the cutback or just going straight through the hole and just exploding and using your speed through the secondary. When
you get to that second level around the linebackers, do you hit a different gear when you get there?
Yes, sir.
What are you looking for? You try to get to the outside even more toward the sideline, or just find an angle, get upfield where you find space?
I just find an angle, try to find space.
I'm asking you a lot of questions. I'm almost trying to run like you run. When you get up there, you look in different places, because you got to look quick too. How do you do those reads?
I use my peripherals. And I just flow with it.
Good side-to-side vision. Is this something you've been developing over several years? I mean, you've become a very good back this year too, but over the previous years, you've been developing that game?
Yeah, I have. Last year, I really worked on my cuts and my vision and stuff.
What was it like now? Varsity last year too, right? As a sophomore, 9th grade JV.
Yes, sir.
How about going back to middle school? Jamestown Middle.
Yes, sir.
Has success there?
Yeah, we won a conference championship.
Was Coach Kurt there back then?
Coach Witowski.
Yeah, Coach Witowski. I call him Coach Kurt because when I get in the Witowski mode, I have to learn to spell it too. It gets tough. But boy, they've had some good teams, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They have a good team this year too.
They do. I think they're like 5-0 now.
Yeah, I think so.
And we just mentioned to Braxton, Devin's almost Mr. Football. He's like a Heisman Trophy winner over there.
Yeah,
Devin Boykin.
Yeah.
What are your goals for the rest of this year? I know you want to get that 1,000-yard mark. Is one of the goals right now? You guys got one win. You got the win against Northeast overtime. I'm just asking you your thought. Is one of the goals to get to that second win, and is one of the goals to still make the playoffs?
Yeah, I want to get more wins and make the first round of playoffs and do good in playoffs.
What'd you do during the off season to get yourself ready for this year? You probably had to go to some kind of think tank and get psychologically ready because you knew it was going to be a kind of a rough year. It has been. What'd you do to get ready for this year?
Well, I just worked out, hit the weight room a lot.
You train over at Ragsdale, or you got a club or fitness center you go to?
I just went to the Y or trained at Ragsdale.
Any personal trainer, anybody working for you?
No, not
on your own?
Yeah, on my own.
Coaches kind of give you a list of things you need to do and you just go do them, right?
Yes, sir.
What to become a better running back, is it the squats or what part of the weight part do you do to get better?
I do squats, so I can break through tackles and stuff.
Do you also do track, you say?
Yes, sir.
What event there?
Last year I did the 100, 200, and long jump and high jump.
You guys have got a pretty good track team, right?
Yes, sir, we did.
Interesting thing some may not know, I believe, I may be wrong about this. You have a young lady as your track coach, isn't she?
Coach Kopek, yes, sir.
Coach Kopek's the track coach. She does a good job for you folks. Yeah, very. What about Bryce Craig? Does Bryce also do track, or does he do any other sports?
He plays lacrosse.
He's lacrosse, but I figured he might be involved in some other things. From your standpoint, who's been your biggest influence on your football career, making sure you're doing it right and get where you are today?
Coach Norwood.
Coach, what do you learn from him? Seems like a good man, patient man, and a pretty good, insightful man too.
Yeah, he's a great mentor. And, he just pushes me hard on the field and in school. Make sure I got my grades right and doing my schoolwork. Do you think there's possibly a college education, maybe a college scholarship in the background somewhere? Yeah, hopefully.
Any schools you love or like to go to attend?
I would love to go to Clemson. That's my dream school.
Wow, that's not a bad choice. Clemson Tigers.
Yeah.
They're having a very good year. They haven't lost a game yet, have they? They're unbeaten?
Actually, I don't know.
I think they're unbeaten. I know they had that Notre Dame game, a close game a couple weeks ago. I think they won that one. I don't think Clemson's lost a game all year long. So that's your team maybe in the future then.
Yes, sir.
The kids, I know they don't do it as much as they used to, but the kids still go to the football camps and go to the combines like they did years ago?
Yeah, I went to 3 this summer. So.
You went to 3 of those? Mm-hmm. Where all did you go?
I went to Duke, Wake Forest, and NC State.
Among those 3, was any more impressive than the others as far as it goes?
The Duke one was.
Did you get to meet Coach? What's Coach's name again?
I don't know, I forgot, but I know I met
Coach Cutcliffe. Yeah, Dave Cutcliffe. Did you meet Coach Cutcliffe down there?
I think so, yes.
Because it seems like the Duke program, it seems like Coach Cutcliffe has done a good job with that team, bringing those guys through. Yeah. Now, who's the toughest team you faced this year, in your opinion? Who's been the toughest guy you used to play?
Probably Dudley or Page.
Dudley or Page. Among those 2, who do you think is probably the best team in the county?
Dudley, because they're way more physical than Page.
Way more physical. Do you think maybe Page has gotten better during the course of the year?
Yeah.
Now, I asked this question to Braxton. There's our Western men, Don. They may want to grab a couple of items, grab a little food before we get those guys in the house. Western Guilford in the house as well, Ragsdale. I asked this of Braxton. If you could, hypothetical situation, just kind of creating this idea as a thought, if you could play in the Page-Grimsley game tomorrow night, which team would you like to play for?
Probably the Grimsley team.
Grimsley, I told Braxton I want to go the same way. I want to play for Grimsley and have a shot at Page. I want to be the underdog. If Page was the underdog, I want to play for Page too. Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to your game tomorrow night, I guess I'll play with you guys. I'm not sure who the underdog is. You guys are fairly even going in. You and Southwest.
We have the same record too.
Close at it. Right at the close record. Yeah. Always want to be the underdog. You want to make a statement, and the guy they don't expect to win come out on top. What put the fight in you? Where do you get that fight from to keep charging?
I don't know. My parents, they just push me hard. I just play for them.
They've been very supportive too, the parents over the years. If you could turn back time a little bit, go back to a previous time over the course of your career, do you go back and say, well, if I'd have done this a little differently, maybe things might be better? I just want to go back and do something again the same exact way.
I don't really think of like if I would have done this, something would have happened. But if I could have go back to a different game, I'd probably go back to the Northeast game.
Northeast game?
Yeah.
That was a good night.
Yeah, it was
I think you put the good point there because you went back and picked up on a positive. You want to go back into that game again because you had the success, which is a good point there. Favorite sport other than football? Got another favorite sport?
Basketball.
You play basketball?
Yes, sir.
Gotta watch out for you on the basketball court. My main man, if this kid were here right now, I'd put him up on top of the table and let him stand straight up. Here, Brian Free. Yeah, I tell you, I was saying about Brian today. Hate to say it, man, that Brian Free is a good kid. I love all those kids where I go, man. Brian Free, I would put him up and stand him up tall right here, and he probably wouldn't take up too much space. He'd be like you say, he has a big smile on his face. That kid's got the right approach.
Yeah, I've known him all my life.
Fun to watch that kid play. Hey, he's just, man, when he goes to the corner, you're thinking, gosh, they're going to go out on him and cover him from the corner? What's he going to do? Is he going to be able to get the ball back up front? But the kid, he can run the court and do well. And Coach Shoemaker, good coach as well, along with Coach Norwood. All right, what about the Big Four? Duke, actually the Big Five. Now, what about Duke, East Carolina, NC State, Wake Forest, all those guys? Who do you think is the best team among those guys?
Probably NC State.
NC State with the Wolfpack. Remember Reggie Gillespie?
Yeah, I do.
I hope they give Reggie the ball some more down the road.
Yeah.
A few more touches. These guys, you got Bernie Sanders, You got Barry Sanders, you got Colonel Sanders. Among those, who gets your attention the most among those three?
Probably Barry Sanders.
Barry, the football player. Okay, we'll hold you at that. Won't go too much further. What about best Halloween candy? What's the favorite candy on the Halloween list?
Either Hershey's or Snickers.
Okay, Snickers good with the peanuts. Good energy there. At the state fair, would you jump on the ride? People were on last year. People got thrown off the ride. They got hurt. Would you jump the challenge?
Probably not.
No go on that. Tomorrow night, that's the next phase of your game. What's the game plan to win that game for you tomorrow night and be able to leave your mark? My goal going in, if I'm Mr. Drayton, I want to get 150 yards. I don't want to get 100. 100 is good, but I want to get 150 because I get 150, I might get 100. But what's your goals? Goals going in?
I just want to have a good game, get over 100 yards, and just come out with a win.
I want to get 150. If I get 150, shoot for 150, I might get 100. And I want to get 3 touchdowns. If I shoot for 3, I might get 2. I always look that way. But good luck in the game tomorrow night.
Thank you.
And your career, Clemson Tigers. Could be. How big are you? What's height-wise and weight-wise?
5'9", and I think I'm 165.
Looking good for the future.
Yes, sir.
Get your Shane's Rib Shack food tonight. Shane's on the